Good afternoon, friends. How are you doing? Wednesday afternoon. Uh, 2 more days. Get through this day. 2 more days to the weekend. Thank God. Been a long week so far. It's not even over yet. Sucks, but that's life, man. What are you gonna do? We were gonna do the show yesterday. We got tied up with something, so we're gonna do it today. It's just a recap of what happened Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Um, Before we do that, got some a lot of news items. Unfortunately, we're going to start off with sad news items. Hate doing that, but that's the way of the world, I guess. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with that. Before we start, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Um, Former Nebraska running back Dayran Diedrich passed away at age 44. Man, cancer. Freaking hate cancer. Lost a lot of people to cancer that I know, and family and a couple friends. Uh, just sick of freaking cancer, man. Anyway, he came to Nebraska in 2001. His first year, he rushed for 1,300 yards and 15 touchdowns. Pretty good. Went to the national championship game that year. They did lose to Miami in the Rose Bowl, 37-14. Finished his college career at Nebraska with 2,745 rushing yards, 26 TDs. Man. Played in the NFL, and he also played in the CFL. He actually won 3 Grey Cups, 2 of those with Montreal Alouettes. So, former Nebraska running back, Dayran Diedrich, 44 years old because of that damn cancer crap. Texas A&M defensive line coach Terry Price passes away at 55. Didn't see any cause what happened. I guess you can only speculate something to do with his health. For some reason, I don't know. A lot of people I know in my 50s, in the 50s, because I'm in my 50s, man, they're having heart problems bad. A couple of them even died. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's what it was, but I don't know. Every time I hear somebody die in their 50s, I'm thinking something to do with the heart. A lot of people I've known have had heart problems in their 50s. I spent 28 years in the SEC as a D-line coach. Ole Miss, Auburn, returned to Texas A&M in 2012 under Kevin Sumlin. Played at Texas A&M under Jackie Sherrill and R.C. Slocum. Man, talk about some legends of the game, huh? He was an all-Southwest Conference player his senior year. But, defensive line coach for the Aggies now. He passes away, age 55. And the last bit of sad news we have, former Arkansas quarterback Ryan Mallett passes away at 35. Evidently some kind of drowning accident off the beach in Florida. Haven't seen the whole exact story. I just saw the news flash. Played at Arkansas from 2008 to 2010. 2010, he threw for 3,869 yards and 32 touchdowns. Man. Played in the pros with the Patriots, Ravens, and the Texans. I remember when he was here at the Texans. But, just I hate starting that day out talking about people who passed away, but they were part of the college sports scene. So prayers to them, prayers to their families and friends, and all their old players that they played with, and coaches and stuff. Man, that is just sad. LSU's Dylan Cruz wins the Golden Spikes Award. In that last game, he made a couple plays, and he's making plays all year, but especially that last game, really after they announced it, pretty much proved why he won it. So, some good news. Some good news after that sad news. Coach Dion had surgery on his leg to fix the blood clots. Left thigh and below the knee. That's where the blood clots were. They fixed them. Does also have a blood clot in his right leg that doctors are going to fix soon. Because remember Dion, remember what he said. They need to fix it now because when football season comes around, I'm going to be too busy for that crap. So, but evidently he's doing good, and it looks like it might have worked. So, hopefully it'll have worked. This story, I don't know. I don't even know how to describe the story. Sad, weird, stupid, jacked up. It really shows you how people's thinking is in today's society. You may have heard this story, but here we go. All right. So Stephen F. Austin, they got a bowling team. The coach of the bowling team is Amber Lemke. All right, Amber Lemke. She is the coach of Stephen F. Austin's bowling team. Her assistant coach is her husband, Steve Lemke. Not weird. We've seen that before. Georgia softball team. When the head coach and the assistant coach married, or they were co-head coaches. I don't remember how that worked, but that's not uncommon. I mean, hire your spouse to work. So old Steve, he resigns after the university, Stephen F. Austin, discovered he had an affair with a player on the bowling team, on his wife's bowling team. He had an affair with her. By the way, the bowling team's pretty damn good. National champions in 2016, 2019. I think they also played or bowled for it a couple of years since then. So pretty good bowling team there, Stephen F. Austin. So yeah, Steve screws one of the players on the team. Now, if that's not bad enough, old Steve says, I knew it was a no-no, okay, but there's not a rule saying it can't happen. Basically, yeah, this is true. There's no rules or anything written anywhere saying you can't cheat on your spouse. There's no law saying that I'm going to jail. Nothing in stone. I guess there is an ethics code. Oh, you guess. You guess there's an ethics code that you're screwing one of your players behind your wife's back. Okay. So we got that straight. There is an ethics code. You agree on that. It's frowned upon, but no rule or law. Just when you think people in society can't get any dumber, a guy like Steve Lemke comes along, and there you go. So, they're getting divorced, and I don't know if she's going to keep coaching the bowling team. Personally, if it was me, if I was Amber, I would put in my 2 weeks. I'd go coach somewhere else, far away from Steve as possible. Start my life over somewhere new, another state, another team, another state, because that's just jacked up, isn't it? I mean, his whole way of thinking, and sadly, a lot of people in society think this way nowadays. It's sad, but I guess that's the way of the world. It takes all kinds to make the world go round. And Marlon Brando said that in Mutiny on the Bounty, and 50 years later, it's true. It's true. LSU wins the College World Series, but they also vacated 37 wins in football from the Les Miles era. Recruiting violations, improper benefits paid to a father of a former player. The whole vacating wins thing, I really don't get. We've seen it happen over the years. These teams get punished. Well, we're going to take those wins away from you. We all know who won the game. We do. It's even in books that were written before the violations were discovered. So the whole vacating wins thing, that to me, that's just like don't do that again. So, I don't know. But there's talk that Les Miles, forget his Hall of Fame, getting into the Hall of Fame. That ain't gonna happen now because of this. Personally, I'm an Aggie fan first, LSU fan second, because my wife went to LSU. I was never after Saban left, I was never crazy about that Les Miles hire. Even when he won that championship in 2007, I was like, well, most of those players Nick recruited, so most of them are his players. He did good, and he totally flubbed up. Was it 2011? They played national championship against Alabama. He totally flubbed that game up with his decisions. But I was just never a real big Les Miles fan, even when he was having success. When they hired him, I was like, I'm trying to remember who they could hire. When Saban left, they were talking about who they're going to get for a coach at LSU. There's a couple names. I can't remember who they were, but I was like, man, get those guys, and you'll be going right where Saban took you. But they didn't. They got Les from Oklahoma State. He did get to Oklahoma State. I think the whole reason they hired him because he beat Oklahoma once or twice. But, I was never crazy about that hire. Now this crap, and he's kind of gone off the deep end now. He went to Kansas for a little while, and I think he flipped out there, and I don't know what that guy's deal is, but So the bottom line is I never thought he was going to go, before this happened, go into the Hall of Fame anyway, just because of one national championship, because the rest of his career was, I don't know. Hell of a recruiter, though. He could talk you into LSU, but when you got there, he can do jack crap with you. So, hell of a recruiter, though. UAB coach Trent Dilfer says, if any coach tries to poach my players, I will call his ass out. I can only think of a couple players I would want to poach from UAB. Maybe there's more. I only saw 2, maybe 3 UAB games last year. But yeah, he says, you try to poach his players, he's going to call your ass out. All right. West Virginia announces that Josh Ilbert, he will be the interim men's basketball coach after Bob Huggins resigned from all that trouble he had, radio show, DUI, all that. He retires, and Josh Ilbert, he will be the interim men's basketball coach this year. Alabama point guard Deshaun Quinterly enters the transfer portal. Shocked a lot of people. A lot of people thought he was going to stick around there. No, he's taken off. Tennessee pitcher Chase Burns, he is entering the transfer portal. And new Bama baseball coach Rob Vaughn. Remember, he replaced, I forget the old coach's name, but he got in trouble for gambling. Anyway, Rob Vaughn, the new baseball coach. Didn't he come from Maryland? I think he came from Maryland. I think that's what I saw a couple weeks ago. No, or did Maryland's coach go to Miami? I forget. Anyway, he's gonna make $900,000 annually as the baseball coach of Alabama. That's cool. Alabama did good even after all that crap with their coach. They still did a damn good job. All right, so World Series, it is over. Go back a little bit how we got there. On last Wednesday, Florida beat TCU 3-2. TCU put up a damn good fight, made a comeback. TCU, they surprised me this year. I knew they had a baseball team. They've always had a good baseball team, especially with that one guy from a few years ago. Was it Lucan something? I knew every time Texas A&M was going to play TCU a few years ago, Lucan, I forget his last name, was on the team. That was it. A&M was done. Because that guy was incredible. So they've always had a good baseball team. I didn't think they would actually get to the World Series this year, but they did. And they made it to the semifinals. So TCU had a hell of a year, man. Good for them. But they did lose 3-2 last Wednesday. Put Florida in the championship series. LSU beat Wake Forest 5-2 to get into that championship series. When they got into the World Series, I said... they have to go up against Wake Forest. That could be it. That could be it for them because Wake Forest. LSU was number one half the year, and Wake Forest was number one the rest of the year. Wake Forest got a damn good baseball team, so I was worried. But man, the way LSU played in those games to make it to the championship series, I said, hey, if they can play like that every game in the World Series, they got it. Then Thursday, LSU had to play Wake Forest again. 11 innings that game. LSU ends up winning 2-0. So LSU and Florida in the finals. Saturday, game 1, 11 innings. LSU beat Florida 4-3. LSU's Beloso solo home run, RBI single. Dugas and White. Duga as my wife says. It's Duga! You don't say the S, it's Duga. And White solo home runs because she's Cajun. All the Cajun names when those announcers on TV pronounce them wrong. Boy, she is yelling at the TV. You don't even know how to say their last names. What are you doing calling the game? Real Pell for Florida. Solo home run in that one. LSU's Floyd. 17 strikeouts in that game. Floyd was on fire. He was looking like Skeens. Florida's Sproat. 7 strikeouts. 16 total strikeouts for Florida. Florida that night, Saturday night. So that game happens. They win. LSU wins 4-3. I said, hey, get them bats going because I feel most of LSU's pitchers are damn good. Of course, you got Skeens, Floyd, and all the others. And all the others, from what I've seen over the year, pretty damn good pitchers. Probably one of the best pitching rosters in the country. So I figured, hey, if they can play, get the bats going, get some good pitching going like they have been, they should win Sunday. And it started off good, and then it just went in the freaking toilet real quick, didn't it? So Sunday game 2, Florida beats LSU by 20, 24-4. Florida's Evans, grand slam and a solo home run. Langford, 3-run home run. 2-run double and an RBI double, so he was busy Sunday night. Caglione, 2-run home run and a solo home run. Fabian, 2-run single. Riopelle, solo home run. LSU scored 4 runs. Dugas, RBI double. White, RBI single. Jobert, solo home run. Florida, in that game, though, only 4 total strikeouts. You figured it'd be like 14 or more with that, but LSU had 14 total strikeouts. Seems like those numbers should be switched, but I don't know. Florida, 23 hits, 1 error. LSU, 7 hits, 5 error in that game. So LSU, like I said, started off on fire, led 3-1, hitting into the 3rd inning. I mean, things were looking great. Then Florida scored 6 innings in the 3rd, then scored 6 runs in the 3rd, then scored 16 runs, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. That after the 3rd inning of that game, the way LSU played was probably the most horrible baseball performance I've ever seen in my life. I mean, it's like they just laid down and said, "Yeah, do what you want. Yeah, we got a game 3. Do what you want." Horrible mistake after mistake after mistake. Errors. I mean, it's just crazy. And when after that game, I said, you know what? They better start off on fire or forget it. It's over. It's done. Forget it. It's done. So Monday rolls around, and LSU got it done. They win 18-4. LSU's Thompson, 2 RBI singles. Beloso, RBI single. White, 2 RBI singles and RBI double. Morgan, RBI double. Dugas, RBI single. Pearson, 2-run home run. Jobert, 2-run home run. 2 runs walked in, and a run came in after Beloso was hit in the batter's box by a pitcher. Yeah, and that, if I remember that hit came when the bases are loaded. So. Florida, Langsford, 2-run home run. Evans and Curlin, solo home runs. LSU, Hurd pitched. He had 7 strikeouts. Florida, 8 total strikeouts between 6 pitchers. Nesbitt, he had the most with 4 strikeouts. LSU, 24 hits, 1 error. Florida, 5 hits, 0 errors. And LSU, national champions in baseball. A lot of people are saying, hey, second-year coach at LSU is doing great. Kim Mulkey, second year, national championship. What's his name at LSU? Johnson? Tim Johnson? John Johnson? Second year, LSU, national championship. So now they're all putting the pressure on Brian Kelly. Second year, national championship. Will it happen? I don't know. Football's a totally different animal than basketball and baseball. So, yeah, LSU national champions. That is it for another year of college sports. The 2022-23 college sports season is over. We're going to be doing some things different next year. Anybody Saturday night or Sunday morning or Sunday whenever, anytime after Saturday, anybody can watch post-game shows, highlight shows, and get on the internet and see all the stats. So we're not going to be doing a review. We're kind of doing a review. Most of everything this next college sports year is going to be previewing games, what to watch out for in those games, and then we're probably going to do those shows on Sunday, get you ready for the next week. So we're going to do it on Sunday also. So if anything big happened, the day before, or any surprises, because we're going to review some things, but we're not going to review the whole slate, like everybody that played. We're just going to review the big time things that happened. But it's mostly going to be preview of what to watch for in this week coming up. Football and basketball and baseball and softball, they all play during the week. So we'll be going to previewing those games during the week of everything that's going to happen. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to do it different. I'm going to take off for a few weeks. I will be back right around media days so we can discuss what the coaches said. Media Days coming up. I think they start in the middle of next month. I know the SEC does. I still got to find the Big 10 schedule, ACC, Pac-12. Some of these conferences, they don't. It's easy to find media days. You just go to the conference network. But some Big 12, they don't have their own network, so you never know if it's going to be on Fox or ESPN or what. I used to have the Mountain West channel. They have their media days on Mountain West channel, which I don't know if that channel's still around because it's not on my package. So those are easy to find. Hopefully we'll find out when the Big 12 is and what days and what times so we can hit the Big 12. But definitely ACC, SEC, Big 10, and Pac-12 because, like I said, they got their own networks, so you know where to go to find that stuff. So, yeah, we'll be doing that. Working on the football preview right now. I've already gone through a few conferences. I think 3. I'm on my 4th conference now. Get that done. We'll start doing that after media days in August when fall camp starts. So, y'all have a great, I'm not going to say great summer because we'll be back before summer's over. But hey, if you're on vacation, have a great vacation. Try to keep them kids busy, man. If you got kids, because you know they'll run you ragged in the summertime when they got nothing to do. Put them to work in the yard or something. Anyway, we'll see you back in a few weeks for media days. Y'all have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.